Hare Krishna once again. Thank you for joining. Am I audible, just to be sure?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, great. Okay, so we'll start today's session. We'll continue with our series on the prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are reading and hearing prayers by Queen Kunti. So we'll proceed with Mangla Charan, and then we'll discuss today's verses. We all can sing together, whether we are on mute or on mute, we can sing together. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam. Sorry. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarur Bhesha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnamebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so let me share my screen, the verses. So we completed until 1.822. Two very nice verses that we all can try to memorize, very simple verses. Last two prayers. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Next, Namaha Pankaj Nabhaya, Namaha Pankaj Maline, Namaha Pankaj Netraya, Namaste Pankaj Angrehe. For today's verse, let me increase the font size. View. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The verse number, Canto 1, Chapter 8, verse number 23. One second, I lost my view here. I don't know what happened. Yatha Rishikesh Khalena Devaki Kansena Rudhati Charam Shucharpita Vimochitaham Cha Sahatmaja Vibho Tvaeva Nathena मुहुर्विपद गणात्. Once more. यथा ऋषिकेश खलेन देवकी कंसेन रुद्धाति चिरं शुचार्पितः विमोचिताहं च सहात्मजा विभो त्वयैव नाथेन मुहुर्विपद गणात्. Anyone would like to recite?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yatha Rishikesh Kalena Devaki Kansena Rudhati Charitam Sucharpita Vimochitam Cha Sahatmaja Vibho Tvaveva Nathena Muhurvipad Ganata.
Yeah.
यथा ऋषिकेश ललेन देवकी कंसेन रुद्धीति चितरं सृच्छिपीता विमोचिताहं च सहात्मज्ञा विभो त्वमेव नायेन मुहूर्तिपदनाम्.
Hare Krishna.
यथा ऋषिकेषु फलेन देवकी कंसेन रुद्धाति चिरं शुचार्पिता विमोचिताहं च सहात्मजा विभो त्वयैव नाथेन मुहुर्विपद्गणात्.
Thank you, everyone. Synonyms, word to word meaning. Yatha, as it were. Rishikesh, the master of the senses. Khalen, by the envious. Devaki, Devaki, the mother of Shri Krishna. Kansen, by King Kansa. Ruddha, imprisoned. Ati Chiram, for a long time. Swacharpita, distressed. Vimochita, released. Ahamcha, also myself. Saha Atmaja, along with my children. Vibho, O Great One. Tvaya eva, by your lordship. Nathen, as the protector. Muhu, constantly. Vipat Ganat, from a series of dangers. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O Rishikesh, master of the senses and lord of lords, you have released your mother Devaki, who was long imprisoned and distressed by the envious king Kansa, and me and my children from a series of constant dangers. Anyone would like to read purport? Okay. Devaki, the mother of Krishna and sister of King Kansa, was put into prison along with her husband Vasudeva.
I can read. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Devaki, the mother of Krishna and sister of King Kamsa, was put into prison along with her husband Vasudev because the envious king was afraid of being killed by Devaki's eighth son Krishna. He killed all the sons of Devaki who were born before Krishna. But Krishna escaped the danger of child slaughter because he was transferred to the house of Nanda Maharaj. Lord Krishna's foster father, Kunti Devi, along with her children, was also saved from a series of dangers. But Kunti Devi was shown far more favor because Lord Krishna did not save the other children of Devaki, whereas he saved the children of Kunti Devi. This was done because Devaki's husband, Vasudev, was living, whereas Kunti Devi was a widow, and there was none to help her except Krishna. The conclusion is that Krishna endows more favor to a devotee who is in a great dangers. Sometimes he puts his pure devotee in such dangers because in that condition of helplessness, the devotee becomes more attracted to the Lord. The more the attachment is there for the Lord, the more success is there for the devotee.
So, yeah, please be attentive because wonderful points are in these prayers. Very, very subtle points that needs our attention to understand this process of bhakti. So, Srila Prabhupada, like we were mentioning when we started this series, that Srila Prabhupada has given a wonderful series of lectures on the prayers of Mother of Queen Kunti in Los Angeles. And beautiful lectures. Srila Prabhupada mentions that we all know Krishna is the Supreme Lord, right? That is, at least philosophically, theoretically, it is very clear to us. And he says, Eklo Ishwar Krishna or Sabhratya. He quotes from Chaitanya Charitamrita that only Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Nobody is Bhagwan. Nobody else is Bhagwan. Or Sabhratya. And everyone else, whether they are devtas or whoever, they are servants of Krishna. They are serving Krishna. So we see in this world, right? People are very, very proud of their abilities. Rishikesh, master of the senses. What are people proud of? The abilities, their strength. But here Queen Kunti is saying that Krishna is the master of senses. Anything, any energy, any abilities we have, or any living entity has, is coming from Krishna because he's the master of senses. So Srila Prabhupada gives an example that we may possess this hand, these legs, this body, but what if somebody's body gets paralyzed or a portion of the body gets paralyzed? It can happen anytime. And in spite of the big body, nothing can be done by that person, right? So who's the real controller? Krishna, as Rishikesh. The meaning of Rishikesh is master of the senses. So if Krishna is the controller, master of our senses, these hands, legs, mind, our intelligence, even our ego, then all of these gross senses, the 5 gross senses and 3 subtle senses, should be used in Krishna's service, right? So an intelligent person, he's always conscious of this fact. And he uses all his senses in the service of Krishna all the time. Srila Prabhupada says. Why? Mame vanshu jiva luka, jiva bhuta sanatana. Because we, living entities, are part and parcel of Krishna. So, we are his servants. So, we need to serve Krishna. And so, what is bhakti? We talk about devotion. We are devotees. I am devotee. What is the meaning of devotee? Rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchyate. This verse comes in the scriptures. Rishikesha bhaktir uchyate. Somebody is saying something? Okay. Rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchyate. Rishikeshan means senses. So whoever is using his senses in the service of Rishikesh, using these rishis, meaning senses, in the service of Rishikesh, the master of senses, he is doing bhakti. Just lip service is not bhakti. When these same senses are used in the service of Maya, the activities which are not related to Krishna, then it becomes sense gratification. And when these sense are used for the service of master of senses, Krishna, it becomes bhakti. And whatever desire we have to use these senses, according to our desires, Krishna gives us this body. Whatever body we have gotten, the body of human, body of animal, certain type of animal, tree, birds, or aquatic animals, or even demigod, they are all based on our desires previously. And based on these desires, Srila Prabhupada says, a living entity is roaming around in 84 lakhs, like 8,400,000 species. We are trapped because of the misuse of these senses. Because when these senses are not engaged in Krishna's service, they get attracted to this material world. So that is the most important lesson from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, give up all these sense gratification. Where does he say? Sarv dharman paritajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Sab kuch chhod do. Rest all your sarv dharman paritajya means all your other duties, all your other attractions, your taste in the sense gratification, and just surrender to me. So this is the most important instruction we see in Bhagavad Gita. What else Krishna says? To leave all designations we have. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam paratvena nirmalam. Rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. This is the whole verse. So how we have to serve the master of our senses, Krishna? By abandoning whatever designations, whatever material positions, or that ego we have. I'm man, I'm Indian, I'm American, I am white, I am black. We have to leave all these upadhis, all these designations. I'm a rich person, I'm a poor person. We have to leave all this. And after leaving these upadhis, we have to engage our senses in the service of Krishna. So here we see Devaki, Queen Kunti is comparing how Krishna, let's see here, how Krishna saved Devaki, or how Krishna showed favor to Devaki, Mother Devaki, and she's comparing the favor Krishna showed, the mercy Krishna showed towards his mother Devaki, and towards Queen Kunti. And these comparisons are not to put somebody up and down, but she is just meditating and remembering how merciful Krishna has been to herself, Queen Kunti, and her children, Pandavas. So she is being grateful here. So when we read this verse and the translation and the purport by Srila Prabhupada, what we see that Krishna is showing more mercy on Queen Kunti. And we all know the past time how Krishna appeared, and Vasudev and Mother Devaki were imprisoned by Kansa and tortured and put in a lot of distress. But Mother Devaki is so advanced that she became, Krishna appeared to her as his son, as her son. But still, Srila Prabhupada says, the nature of this world is, no matter who we are, no matter how pious our actions are, we might be the most pious person in the whole world. Still, distress and difficulties will come. Dukhalayam ashashvatam. Because that is the definition of this material world, that this is house of dukhas, distresses. And how does Krishna appears in our life? Like he appeared in the mind of Vasudev Maharaj. So Srila Prabhupada quotes one verse that the choicest place for appearance of the Supreme Lord in this universe is not planet Earth, not even heaven, not even Brahma's abode. The choicest place is the loving, undisturbed mind or consciousness of his devotees. When this is the place where Krishna appears. And that's why in Srimad Bhagavatam it is said Krishna appeared to Vasudeva Maharaj. There's a very nice verse in the 10th canto. Bhagavan api vishwatmana bhaktanam avyakarnaha avivesham sa bhagena mam anukampanaha. Give me 1 second. My computer will reboot. There is some installation going on. Give me 1 second. Okay. So where does Lord appear? Where there are pure devotees. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the super soul of all living entities, and who vanquishes all the fear of his devotees, entered the mind of Vasudeva in full opulence. Because Vasudeva Maharaj, he had a pure consciousness. So that's why before we expect Sri Krishna or the real bhakti to appear in our heart, we have to purify our consciousness. So here we are saying that Mother Kunti is comparing herself with Mother Devaki. It's a transcendental comparison, right? Not a material comparison. She's saying that Krishna, you have been more merciful to me. You protected my children, but you didn't protect Mother Devaki's children. True, right? When Kansa killed six of the children of Vasudeva Maharaj and Devaki before Krishna appeared, and seventh one Balramji was, transferred. But 6 children were killed, and someone may question that Krishna didn't save them, right? On the other hand, we see at each and every point in the life of Pandavas, Krishna saved Pandavas, sons of Mother Kunti. So Kunti is feeling ecstatic that how grateful, how merciful you have been to me. And we all know that Mother Kunti's sons, Pandavas, were but at risk to be killed by Duryodhan and Kauravas and other enemies at every point of time in their life. They went through series of dangers, one after another, since childhood. But Krishna protected them at every step. So Mother Kunti is saying the reason was because Devaki had Vasudeva Maharaj, at least her husband, to take the shelter of, but I had nobody because Pandu Maharaj was already departed. So it is mentioned in the scriptures that we can visualize how difficult the life of Queen Kunti was, how risky it was. It is mentioned that it was like a lady deer, a female deer, is living with her baby deers in the midst of, in the middle of many very wild, wolves, bhediyas. That was the condition of Mother Kunti. She was surrounded by enemies all her life. Even when she was living in the palace and even when she was wandering in the forest. At the same time, we see Queen Kunti is glorifying Mother Devaki, that Mother Devaki's love for you was very deep and very advanced, because that's why she got you as a son. And my faith was not so strong. So she's also glorifying Mother Devaki at the same time. And the conclusion can be that Krishna favors, Krishna helps those devotees who goes through many dangers and who take risk for his service. That is one of the lessons we see here. Just like Srila Prabhupada, when he came to the West to serve the mission of his Guru Maharaj and to spread Krishna consciousness, he had to go through 3 heart attacks, right? Right on the ship. 3 heart attacks. Even 1 heart attack is good enough to discourage anyone, bodily, mentally, right? But even in that condition, he was determined. And then Krishna appeared and he assured him that he will be successful in his mission. And Krishna helped him. He said, all the arrangements will be done. You just do your duty, your service. So the more the attachment is there for the Lord, the more success a devotee gets. So many points in this verse. Before we go to the next one, or we can probably read the next one also. Any points anyone would like to bring up? Any realizations? We don't have many devotees today. Probably many devotees are still not in the town. But we can. Anyone would like to bring any more points from this purport or translation? Because the more surrendered a devotee is, the more he depends on Krishna. That's the nature. That's the quality of a devotee. Even in Ramayana, there are very nice verses about it. That whoever takes the surrender, whoever takes the shelter of Ram, even in dreams, he will not get any distress. Okay. If no more points, I can keep talking. You see, there are 5 main points that Kunti is expressing when as her emotions towards Krishna. What are those 5 main points? She's saying, "Oh Krishna, you are merciful to me because you protected my children. And you didn't protect Mother Devki's children." We discussed that. And if we see the verse, Nathena, you are the only one who is my Nath. Nath means protector, complete surrender. You are the only one who is my protector. Toya Nathena, by your lordship as the protector. You are the only protector I have. I have no other protector. You alone. So it's ekantik bhakti, one-pointed. Third point, Devki experience. So Mother Devki, she experienced only one danger. If we compare the situation, Mother Devki had only one danger. What was that? Hope everyone is awake.
Will kill his kids.
Right? So Kansa was the only problem she had. But Mother Kunti's sons were always at risk to be killed by Duryodhana, Kauravas. They went through Muhur Bipat Ganat. Muhur Bipat Ganat. Series of dangers. One after another. That is the third point. Fourth point, Devki got you as her child. So the point is, interesting point that our acharyas mentioned here, if somebody has got you as your child, what is the need for any other children? So this is in reference to the, six children that Mother Devaki lost. It's not a justification, but an emotion, right? If okay, there was a distress that 6 children got killed, but you appeared. So somebody who has you as a child, what else is needed? No more child is needed. The point is that one moon is better than many stars. Srila Prabhupada used to say. And very interesting point, the 5th point, that Mother Devaki has unlimited love for you. Her faith and her shelter in you is very staunch, very strong, very fixed. And her love for you is unlimited. So, Kunti is saying that I could not have gone through so much calamities. So now she is appreciating also. So you can see the rise and fall of or the change in emotions, right? That I could not have gone through so much calamities. If somebody loses one child, that is a big distress for the parent, right? What about 6 children? You can't even imagine, can't even feel that. So Queen Kunti is saying that because my love is not as deep as yours, Devaki, or Devaki's love, she could have gone through this kind of, or she was able to bear this calamity. But I need more mercy. So very humble, very grateful, right? Queen Kunti's expression. So indirectly, she is putting Mother Devaki above her in her devotion. So great learning here that by glorifying other devotees over ourselves, we can become humble. Very simple formula. So the real devotees, sincere devotees, they always put themselves in the humbler position. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, in the path of, in this material world, the higher the person, more greater he is. But in the spiritual life, the lower we are in the position, dasanudas, the more bhakti, we attract Krishna even more. That is a sign of more bhakti. Not artificially, of course, genuinely. So sometimes what may happen is our senior devotees or our Guru Maharaj, it might seem to us that he is giving more mercy to others. But at that point of time, instead of getting envious or jealous of them, we should accept ourselves as inferior to them. That because I'm yet not qualified. That's why I'm not getting that much mercy or not that much attention from my seniors or from my Guru Maharaj. So, like we were discussing, the definition of humility. What was it? Taking less than what we think we deserve. What we think we deserve, we should always take less than that. That is the start of humility. So one should not feel proud by seeing others as inferior. Another learning. We should not see if somebody is inferior to us or seemingly inferior to us in some qualities or some activities or position. We should not think, or we should not become proud of ourselves. At the same time, if somebody is superior to us, better than us in service, in qualities, in whatever way, if somebody is superior to us, better than us, we should not feel envious. Both things are required. We should not feel proud of our qualities, our status. At the same time, we should not feel envious of others' qualities and others' status. Sometimes the point comes is like somebody might say, I am thinking he is proud. Sometimes people say that that person has become very proud. So fact that is coming to our consciousness, meaning I am feeling envious of that person. That's why I have this thought that somebody else is proud. Or sometimes we may say that person is envious, meaning I'm thinking I'm higher, superior. So very subtle points if we think about it. How the subtle enviousness and this ego comes in our mind, in our heart. Something that easy to say, but we all need to practice. So the point is that before checking or judging others for their pride and enviousness, we should check ourselves first. The problem may lie in us, not others. So, coming back to the last line in this, the more the attachment is there for the Lord, the more success is there for the devotee. Okay, so we will go to the next verse, 24. Vishan Mahagane Prushad Darshanad Asat Sabhaya Vanavash Krachrataha Mridhe Mridhe Anek Maharatha Shastra Astras Mridhe Mridhe Anek Maharathaastrato Droni Astratas Chasma Hare Bhaktirikshataha. Translation: My dear Krishna, your lordship has protected us from a poisoned cake, from a great fire, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly, from sufferings during our exile in the forest, and from the battle where great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the weapon of Ashwatthama. The series of dangers that is mentioned in the last verse, all those are described here. What were the situations that Pandavas and Mother Kunti had went through? Purport. Anyone would like to read the purport?
May I?
Yes, Uncle, please.
The list of dangerous encounters is submitted herein. Devaki was once put into difficulty by her envious brother, otherwise she was well. But Kunti Devi and her sons were put into one difficulty after another for years and years together. They were put into trouble by Duryodhana and his party due to the kingdom, and each and every time the sons of Kunti were saved by the Lord. Once Bhima was administered poison in a cake. Once they were put into the house made by shellac and set afire. And once Draupadi was dragged out and attempts were made to insult her by stripping her naked in the vicious assembly of the Kurus. The Lord saved Draupadi by supplying an immeasurable length of cloth, and Duryodhana's party failed to see her naked. Similarly, when they were exiled in the forest, Bhima had to fight with the man-eater demon Hidimba Rakshasa, but the Lord saved him. So it was not finished there. After all these tribulations, there was a great battle of Kurukshetra, and Arjuna had to meet such great generals as Drona, Bhishma, and Karna, all powerful fighters. And at last, even when everything was done away with, there was the Brahmastra released by the son of Dronacharya to kill the child within the womb of Uttara. And so the Lord saved the only surviving descendant of Kurus, Maharaja Parikshit.
Thank you, Uncle. So many atrocities they went through, and these are just handful. Actually, they went through a lot more. These 5 sons were killed also by Ashwatthama before this Brahmastra incident happened. So, series of dangers. So, when Kunti is saying, and she's recalling and being grateful to Lord Krishna, how he saved her and her family. So, and why Pandavas were put in, or Mother Kunti was put in so much difficulty? What was the reason? Everyone there?
Sorry, Prabhuji, what was the question?
Why, when Kunti and her sons were put into so many difficulties? Because of enviousness. Kauravas were envious. Duryodhan was envious. So, Srila Prabhupada says that Krishna consciousness, by default, people in this material world are envious, jealous, they're angry, they are full of lust. These are the qualities we come packaged with this body. We can't help it. This is the nature of material world. But this journey of Krishna consciousness is transforming ourselves from these qualities of jealousy, enviousness, anger to purity, material to spiritual consciousness. That's a journey. So if in the path of bhakti, this transformation is not happening, it will not happen overnight. But if it is not improving, this transformation is not happening, meaning our process is wrong. We are not doing it right. So that's a test of our consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada says, if I'm envious of anyone, including Krishna, I'm in material world. The test of our consciousness is, even if I'm envious of even one person, and sometimes some may think, how come somebody may be envious of Krishna? But in the heart of our heart, we could be. Then we are in the material world. And if I'm not envious of anyone, I'm in the spiritual world. So we don't need certification from anyone. We could test ourselves. Srila Prabhupada says in one of the lecture, you can test yourself. Like when we are hungry, we can test ourselves when our hunger is satisfied or not. But when we eat food, we can test whether our hunger is satisfied or not. Similarly, we don't need any certification to know if we are envious of anyone. The way then the enviousness towards Krishna comes is, we hear so many times people asking, why should only Krishna enjoy? That feeling may come when we read the pastimes of Krishna, the greatness of Krishna. This feeling of enviousness may come to an impure heart, that why only Krishna is enjoying? Why only he gets so much respect? Why only that devotee gets so much respect? Why only that devotee gets so much service? Why Krishna is having fun with gopis? Material consciousness. Why? How come he married 16,108 girls? That kind of feelings may come in the consciousness. The thought that I should also enjoy like Krishna, or at least to some fraction of Krishna, is the sign of enviousness. But when our consciousness slowly transforms and becomes spiritual consciousness, then we can serve Krishna nicely and devotees. So, what is and even Bhagavad Gita says, right? Bhoktaram yagna tapsam. Krishna is the enjoyer of all the yagnas, all the endeavors, everything we do. So our business simply is Krishna. To assist them in his enjoyment, to assist Krishna in his enjoyment. And our duty is to increase actually his enjoyment by our service. That's what is happening in the Golok Vrindavan. Gopas and gopis, they're always worry about increasing the happiness of Krishna, the enjoyment of Krishna. They're not at the material level. Those enjoyments are not at the material level, right? So all the pastimes we see, they are happening there. So once every day in the spiritual world, in the Golok Vrindavan, Radharani goes to worship sun god. So once Lalita Devi asked her that, and she worshipped sun god looking at the sun or looking at the sky towards the west direction. So Lalita asked jokingly, Lalita Sakhi, how come you will worship sun in the west direction, in the Paschim direction? So she says, that's where my sun is. Sun meaning S-U-N, sun, Suraj, right? And why so? Because the Nandgaon is in that direction, right? So everything and all the worship, all the services, they are directed towards Krishna in the spiritual world. That's what our consciousness should become with the process of bhakti, devotion. And when our process, we are following the process correctly, then no matter how many challenges, of course, we are not at a level where we can tolerate all these challenges, problems that Mother Kunti and Pandavas went through. But as we progress more in bhakti, the challenges of this life will become of no value to us. So this is the result of bhakti. So when we read this Mahabharata or see Mahabharata, sometimes the question may come, is this the result of bhakti? So much difficulties, so much problems, so much tolerance somebody has to go through. What do we think? So let me put it another way. What do we get by doing bhakti? What do we think when we are doing this process of bhakti? What do we get? And I will request everyone to say something. It's a very easy question.
Moksha.
Moksha, okay.
Prabhuji, we get like Krishna in our heart more. We get more close to Krishna.
What does it mean? That's the goal, of course. But what do we think? Let's be honest. What do we think we get by doing bhakti? That I'm doing bhakti, I'm chanting, I'm serving Krishna, I'm serving devotees, I'm serving temple. What do we think I should get? Let's be honest. We can be honest.
Vaikuntha, reach to Vaikuntha, you know.
Vaikuntha, okay. So why we need Vaikuntha?
Next life would be easier.
Okay, yeah. Here comes more practical answer. Life becomes easier, right? In the heart of our heart, we know that by doing bhakti, that is one of the reasons somebody may feel that my life should become easier, problem-free. That is more practical answer. Yes, great. Anyone else?
Yes, uncle is saying next birth become easier.
Yeah, same thing, right? Next birth become easier. No problems, right? In the next birth. Moksha.
Yeah, that's what uncle meant.
Okay. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
We get mercy of Krishna.
Mercy of Krishna. Very vague, actually. Practical answer. That is all true. But mercy and love of Krishna. Actually, people will they will ask, ये प्रेम रेन तो ठीक है, पर मिलेगा क्या? What do we get out of bhakti? Success milegi? Do we get money? Do we get good education? If we think, most of the people in this world are thinking in that way. That even when young people join or take up the process of bhakti or get attracted towards Krishna bhakti, they think that, oh, we will succeed in education, we'll get a good career, we'll get a good job. Someone will think that all in life will become good and favorable. There will be no problems. So if you honestly ask ourselves, don't we expect that our life should become problem-free when we are Krishna bhakti? Yes or no?
Say it again, Prabhuji.
Don't we all think that if I'm in the path of bhakti, if I'm doing Krishna bhakti, my life should become problem-free?
No, I don't think so. No. So it depends on our karma, like whatever karma we did in our past life. So we will
Yeah.
get the result of that in this life.
Yeah, that is a fact. But
Yeah.
when problems come, what do we, whom do we blame?
I mean, it could be minimized, but yeah, the problem will be there always.
Right. So practically, we get distressed when problems come, right? But Mother Kunti is asking for problems. In the next verses, we'll see. The point I'm trying to make is that our expectations when we are doing bhakti should be very clear. If they're already clear, very good. But practically, they should be clear that bhakti doesn't mean that it will be a problem-free life. That most of the people in this world, they think that everything will become favorable. Different people, as for devotees, of course, we understand the philosophy, but from general people point of view, different people have different ideas, different conceptions, different understandings, different misunderstandings. But what our scriptures are saying that we all know and we are discussing here is, but all these things, money, job, good family, good education, good college, good job, promotion, they are not a result of our bhakti. They are whatever is in our destiny, right? Based on our previous karmas. It will come and go, both, right? So Krishna is not interested in giving any of these things to us. So if we get a promotion or we get something very favorable in life, we say Krishna's mercy, but of course, as a grateful person, we should say it's Bhagwan ki marzi, Bhagwan ki mercy, but they are result of our karma. Krishna has no interest in giving these material things to us. Of course, people can go to him for material things. He can give based on his desire or his free will, but he's not interested. The point is that he's not interested in giving these things to us because these things are of no value in the eyes of pure devotees in Krishna.
But
Because,
Prabhuji, yeah, sorry. But on the other hand, like we say now that if we do bhakti, then everything becomes favorable. Like when Krishna will take care. Like we usually say that, right?
Right. So, but we don't say that we will get money. That should not be the expectation. Or material life. We always talk about spiritual life, right? Sometimes some preachers may say to attract people, and Krishna will protect us. But the point is that Krishna guarantees that मेरे भक्त का नाश नहीं होगा, right? That he will take care of it. But point is that we don't expect that as a result of bhakti.
Right. So, like they say now, when you take initiation, all the past is gone.
Okay.
No.
That's another misunderstanding. When we say that during initiation, all the sins are, all the pap karma are gone, right? It doesn't mean, first of all, number one, doesn't mean that guarantees material opulence. Number one.
No, not opulence, but yeah, they say that Your new account starts from there.
Right, right. But that accounts, the sins get burned based on the degree of our surrender. See, Krishna is most intelligent,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Guru is, he will not make our Guru suffer for our sins.
Yeah, nothing is cheap. Yeah.
It's cheap. So, saying that all our sins are burnt is a misunderstanding. Our sins get burned to the level, to a degree of our surrender to the process, to the Guru, based on that. And Krishna reserves those karmas. He may take away those karma based on the degree of our surrender, but he keeps those karmas, those karma fall into his account. And whenever we deviate and again stop doing bhakti, to teach us a lesson, he can release little of those based on how much we can tolerate to teach us those karma fall.
Yeah.
Here we have to think he's a person. He's not a machine, right? So just like a good teacher, a good parent will teach us or take care of us, protect us, Krishna is super intelligent. He knows what to do, when to do.
Hmm.
Right? Does that
Right.
make it clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, coming back to that point, that what Krishna gives or what is the result of the bhakti is Krishna gives. So first of all, why Krishna is no, or pure devotees are not interested in these material things? Because they know that they will trap them even more or trap us even more in this cycle of birth and death. Right? These things will trap us more, will make us more attached to this material world. So there are mainly 4 things that Krishna gives as a result of our bhakti, as a result of our sincere bhakti. And if we are getting these 4 things, Krishna can give us infinite things, but mainly these 4 things are good indicator about how our bhakti is happening. Are we progressing? Are we doing it rightly? Or if we are getting more money, more promotion, more of material opulence, they're coming out of our good karma. That should be very, very clear. But if we are getting these 4 things, number 1, experience. Number 2, sweetness in the spiritual life, in our devotion. Number 3, opportunity to serve. And number 4, intelligence. I will repeat them. They're very important to understand. We will take 5 more minutes and then we'll conclude. Anyone has any question? I heard a voice. Okay.
What was the number 1?
Experience. So when we are performing our devotion, Krishna gives us experience. When we are doing this process nicely, whatever process is given to us by our spiritual master, our Guru Parampara, then Krishna will give us experiences. What kind of experiences? That Krishna and his names are non-different. This simple understanding may take lifetimes if the process is not followed correct. We can keep chanting for lifetimes. And if we are not understanding and realizing that Krishna and his names are same, then we are not chanting properly. So this is the first experience Krishna will give. Krishna will give the experience as we progress in the bhakti that we are really not this body. We are soul. We all know that, right? That's a fact. We have heard it again and again, but do we really have experienced it or realized it? So Krishna will give us more and more realizations of this fact. The Bhakti Devi will give us experiences and realizations. And those realizations, with the help of those realizations, we can remain fearless. How these advanced or pure devotees are fearless in spite of so much atrocities? Because of the potency of bhakti, devotion. They have got realizations that Krishna is protecting them at every point. At every time they are into any situation, Krishna is protecting them, taking care of them. The biggest of the problems. The only fear a good devotee, a sincere devotee has, what is the only fear a pure devotee has? What do we think?
Pure devotee. Uh, my service, like if I will not get the service.
Very nice. Only fear a good devotee has is I should not lose sadhu sangha, the good association of devotees and service towards Krishna and his devotees. This is the only fear devotees have. And based on our adhikar, how much we have progressed, how much we are qualified in bhakti, we will start getting more and more higher realizations. Not just theoretical knowledge, actual realizations that I'm really soul, I'm not body. Krishna and his names are same. And we will really become fearless in every situation. And we'll start getting a lot of good sadhu sangha, because that in turn will give us a lot of experiences from the experiences of other sadhus. Second thing I said, rasa. Rasa means sweetness in devotion. Anand, the bliss. And when we get this bliss, because everyone is looking for this anand, right? Only we want, no matter what we are doing, we want happiness. That's the fact. So we'll start getting this sweetness, this anand in bhakti, that can keep us going on for years after years in this process. Otherwise, it becomes dry. Many people just leave it. They don't see the sweetness because they don't follow the instructions properly. They don't follow the process properly. Their faces are always dry. Many people, they come to temple, very dry faces. No happiness. Just like we can think a family person, he can go through any troubles to see his family happy, right? He can bear any problems. Similarly, when we start, because he's happy with seeing the family enjoying, right? So he can go through any problems at work or business. He can bear that. But he knows the result is the happiness of the family. So similarly, this rasa starts coming in the bhakti as we advance. This rasa, this mellow, this sweetness comes in our life through proper hearing of Krishna Katha, proper reading, proper association, kirtan, all the limbs of bhakti. When we follow them properly, this rasa will come. Number 3, the bhakti, as we advance and do it properly, it will give us more opportunities to serve. That's what we are asking. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We are asking for service. The service will come to us. Initially, general services will come, and practically more special service will come to us. Krishna will give us more challenging services as we progress, as he finds us qualified. And of course, the services will come through devotees to us. Number 4, Krishna will give intelligence. Tadami buddhi yogam, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says. He will give us the intelligence, the vivek, to differentiate between good and bad. What is Maya? What is Golok? What is, of this material world? What is of this? What is of spiritual world? What is favorable to Krishna? What is not favorable to Krishna? That intelligence. Otherwise, we will be happy and thinking we are doing it right, although we might be still in the ignorance, darkness. So 4 things: experience, sweetness, service, intelligence. This is the result of bhakti. Not money, not promotion, not good college, not good wife, not good husband, not good life, like opulent life. They are of no value in the spiritual world. They may come and go based on our karma. But this is the little higher understanding, what we get in bhakti. So thank you so much. Any questions, any clarifications, anything wrong I might have said can be corrected also. Whatever I shared was based on my understanding and what I heard. Anything you would like to reiterate, you might have liked or not liked, please unmute and share. Hope everybody is still there.
Hare Krishna. I like the last point which you said, that the bhakti gave us those four things. Like the first is the experience, then the sweetness, then the service, and then intelligence. Like we can judge things, we can use our intelligence, right?
Yes, very important to understand these 4 points, because these are the measurement barometer of our advancement in bhakti. Otherwise, we will just like robots doing the daily. Even the devotional activities might become very manual and robotic. We should
And
be very aware and conscious whether how are we getting better experiences, realizations? Are we happy? Are we really getting the bliss? Are we happy with the devotees? Are we happy while we are serving? Are we accepting the service? Are we getting the service? Are we able to differentiate what is good for me, what is not good for me, or I'm still, juggling here and there, having my legs on both the boats, spiritual and material.
right. And I also like that point, like why are we doing bhakti? Yeah, that was also like very thoughtful point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? There should be at least one point that all of us can share. And purport is also on the screen. You can share anything from the purport itself. Okay. If no point, sorry, I think we are over by about 10 minutes. Thank you so much for joining. And couple of announcements. Please save your calendar, save the date in your calendar for December 22nd, that is Friday. So we'll celebrate Gita Jayanti. We'll get together and read whole Bhagavad Gita in Sanskrit. So we can see whether 7 or 7:30, whatever works out for everyone. Let me know if 7 p.m. doesn't work out for you. Latest we can start is 7:30 because we don't want to let it go too late. Second announcement is it's Shri Guru Maharaj and Guru Ma will be in this area on the weekend of January 5th. So all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we will have programs. So please plan to join us. It will be great boost to our spiritual life and be associated with pure devotees. Just being in their association, just hearing from them. When we talk about these realizations, experiences, they are the ones who can share their. If we are a good student, we can ask the right questions, associate properly with them. They can really reveal their heart to us. They are walking Dham. They are walking Golok Vrindavan, because Golok Vrindavan lies in their heart. So if we can serve them, please them, they can share their heart to us. They can transfer that Krishna consciousness to us. So just by being with them, hearing from them, serving them, very important process. This is the process of mercy. So please save that weekend and plan to attend all 3 days. So all more details will be shared. And next week we will see whether we will have an in-person program or Zoom. I will post on the chat. Thank you again. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhesha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much everyone for joining.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Namrat
Hare
pranam.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.